Hi everybody, welcome back to the Dice Must Flow, and as promised last video, to this video I'm going to try and put together the anti-tripod gun. Looks like it's a pretty interesting little puzzle, and there's not any instructions in the box, and so I thought this video would be helpful. First I thought I'd go by identifying the pieces, and so let's go through that. This is the gun shield, this is a carriage, got an upper axle holder, a lower axle holder, the wheels, the axle, the gun gubbins, and something I'm just calling a gun controller. And you can see that some of these have some pieces that I'm going to trim off, so I'll do that off camera, and then we'll come back and start the construction. Okay, the first thing we need to do is glue the lower axle holder to the gun carriage, and we need to make sure that this piece is down, not up. So this is the bottom of the carriage and this is the top, and this piece fits in here real nicely. Put it on wrong. I have a helicopter flying by outside. Can you hear it? Okay, so there you go, that's the lower piece added to the gun carriage. Before we go any further, I did realize that this piece that was in here is labeled tab. You can see that labeled tab, and that actually is a piece that comes out, so I had to twist it out and cut that piece out because that is not part of the gun carriage. So the next step of this is we're going to install the axle and the upper axle holder. So the axle is just going to go in here like this, and the upper axle holder will then also just nicely fit and hold that. This is what it'll look like when we're done. Let me see if I can just set it down. So we'll go ahead and glue that. Okay, our next step is we're going to have to glue these gubbins to the gun controller. And this gun controller is going to go on here like this, and so this, you'll notice there's a left gubbin and a right gubbin. I assume that this guy is going to go such that this wheel is available on the other side, so we don't have the same two of them with the wheel the same. So we're going to put this guy on the left, and we're going to put this guy on the right. Okay, we've got this guy glued, and you can see it here. Now I went ahead and put, I wasn't sure, I went ahead and put the wheel for the gun. I figured that's going to be on the outside instead of on the inside, and so you can see it like that. And then we're going to go ahead and put this on here like that. And so that will be our gun carriage and gun holders. Okay, next we're going to put the gun in, and maybe I made a mistake here, but might have to pop one of these off because we're going to have to put the gun in on these guys. So I actually had the glue not quite dry there when I noticed this, so we're going to do that. Just put the gun in and re-glue this guy. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to have to hold that and let that dry. We'll let that dry and be back. Okay, we've got this guy glued in. I went ahead and actually set up a bottle cap to try and let it support that while it's drying. See if I can move that without knocking it too much. And so that's what we're going to look like. I'm going to go ahead and let this dry a little longer, and then the next step is we're going to be putting on the gun shield. Okay, we've let this dry pretty good, and like I said, next step is we're going to put the gun shield on. Now this is the top. This is the top of the gun shield, this is the bottom, and it's easiest to look at this from the back. This little slot here is going to slot in down there. So hopefully you can see that, and it's going to go in. It's going to go in like that. Here we go, if I can hold it and get some light on it. Here we go. So it's going to go in like that, and so the gun's just going to sit like that. The shield's going to sit there, and I'm going to put some glue on there and then put that back on and get that sitting. Okay, we've got the glue on. I'm holding it. I think it's just about dry enough to pick up. And basically we're almost complete. Straighten these guys' legs out a little bit. All we have to do now is put the wheels on. So I think everybody should kind of know where the wheels go, but basically they're just going to go on the axle. And wheel number 1, and that's kind of wobbly. I'm going to go ahead and put both of them on and then try and hold them steady myself without gluing my fingers. The wheel was a little bent. I'm trying to bend it normal back before I put it back on. And wheel number 2. So there you go. We got 2 wheels on. Got a little piece of flashing I see that I missed on the wheels. I didn't trim them up very nicely. It's the how to assemble the tripod gun. Hopefully this has been helpful. This thing really did look like quite a puzzle when I took it out and was trying to figure out how to get it together. Hopefully this will be of use to you guys. So that's it for now, and we'll see you next time.